We've finished wiping up with all the eggs, got that all sorted out, so we can start
Tips
talking
on
about something else
porridge.
with Barbara Dickson.
Very good with Barbara Dickson. Let's tell you about her singing career. She started singing in folk clubs in her native Fife in the late 60s. 4 decades on, Barbara Dickson is still touring, acting and recording, one of our most versatile performers.
Yes, she's got a new album, Time and Tide, about to come out, and a live DVD. She's also about to embark on a nationwide tour. We'll talk to her about proper things in just a moment. First, let's listen to a track called The Lowlands of Holland from the new album.
Hold your tongue, my daughter dear, be still and be content. There are more lads in Galloway, you needn't say lament. Oh, there is none in Galloway, there's none at all for me, for I never had a love but one, and he's drowned in the sea.
Lovely. Very nice. And that's part of... so the album, Time and Tide, is traditional and contemporary songs.
Yes.
That's obviously a very traditional one.
That is a traditional song, and that is on the DVD, which is called Into the Light. But actually, that song is on, just to confuse everybody completely, that song is on the CD as well, the new CD.
Yeah.
And so the DVD's got 3 brand new songs on it, but the CD is completely new material from me. Some traditional songs, some contemporary songs, one of which is co-written by me and as no one's ever heard before.
Oh, really?
So is it sort of half and half?
Yeah, well, kind of. I've gone back to songwriting with my collaborator, Troy Donnelly, who produced Time and Tide. We've worked together and written a song, but a lot of the traditional music is kind of arranged in a... Well, it's a sort of Celtic, classical kind of way. It's serious music, really. It's quite thoughtful. And I think it's much more appropriate for someone of my experience of music.
It suits your voice very well.
It suits my voice, and it also suits the fact that as you've said, I've been a professional musician for 40 years, but I've been singing all my life. And the music, a lot of the music I sing nowadays is music that I first heard when I was very young and loved when I was young. So I've gone full circle, which is absolutely true, back to the music I like so much.
So it was a musical family, a musical background, was it? I mean, how did you start? You say you started quite young.
Well, no, I just sang all my life from being a very small child. I could always sing. I didn't show off. I never did talent contests. I never did anything like that. I just went into folk music when I was about 17, and 4 years later I turned professional, and during those years I met Willie Russell, and that was the connection with why I became well known, because Willie Russell wrote John Paul, George, Ringo and Bert, which brought me to London. But the folk music has always been very important to me in the background of my...
I was just wondering about that, because folk was really big in the 60s and early 70s.
It was, yeah.
You don't hear so much about it now. Is it still, well, what do I say, is it healthy? What sort of state is it in?
Well, I think apart from traditional music and the people, exponents of traditional music from my time, and also young people like Eliza Carthy, there are lots of young singers. I think the most well-known of whom would be Seth Lakeman, who is very, very well known. And Seth Lakeman is undoubtedly the sort of singer that would have been around in the early 60s as well. He's a songwriter, but very much steeped in English folk music, and all of the stuff that influences him has come out of a background in that kind of music. And the English are, of course, very, very well, they get embarrassed about their culture, and it's very sad to me, because, you know, if you listen to the tunes that Vaughan Williams used for his English suites and his workings of English music, then you've got fabulous music. And the English, I mean, the Scots love their music, as do the Irish.
As do the Welsh.
And the Welsh, of course, they do.
Why is that? Why
Don't
do
know
you
what
think that is?
Well, I think it's something to do with identity.
It could well be something to do with it, but it's very sad, because, I mean, there's a great belief in the fact that Danny Boy, which is one of the best known Irish songs ever, is actually English.
Is it really?
Yeah. So there you go.
I didn't know that. Now, you've got a couple of weeks and then you're on tour, aren't you? 1st of February?
1st of February at Manchester, Glasgow. I'm going back to Edinburgh for the first time in about 20 years. I'm doing Newcastle, Birmingham, and I end up in London in April.
Great stuff. It's still fresh. You don't get bored with going out on stage after 40
I
years.
look at it, honestly, Bill, like it's a vacation. If I was a sculptor or a painter, no one would expect me...
Sorry, I was only...
No one would expect me to stop doing it, would they? I would still be doing it. And I'm not in show business. I'm a singer.
Marvellous.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
very
Have
much.
fun.
Thanks.
Nice to see you again.
Pleasure.
James Blunt is here tomorrow and we'll be live at BAFTA Age.
Bye.